Hello everyone. Now we shall look into date time functions. Here I'll start with how to add a day or week or month to date column. Prior to that, I'll show you with a blank query how to edit the editor, advanced editor, and make use of it. I'll right click over here, go to new query, click on blank query. Once I click on blank query, I could access the advanced editor. I'll click on it. Here I'll get an empty query editor. I'll remove this source. Okay, here I'll type. Suppose that my input date is equal to, let us take today's date. I'll use the standard date function. Okay, the first parameter would be year, comma, month is 4 and date is 6. Okay, I'll put a comma after the function, and in the second line I would write the number of days. I would like to add 2 days to the input date. I'll put a comma, and then in the third line, suppose that I want the output of new date. I'll write the variable called new date equal to, I'll write date dot add days function. As I type date dot, you could see this add days function. I'll click on that, open the parenthesis. There are two parameters which are required. First one is date time as any. We have our input date. I'll type input date, comma. In the second parameter, we have that number of days requested. So I'll type number of days, which is in the second parameter which I have created. So this is the input date, the number of days, and in the third parameter, in the third variable, I have created the date dot add days function to in order to add the number of days to this date. In the in expression, I need output. So the output would be new date, since I want the days to be added. So this is our M query, like Latin expression which we wrote. I'll click on done. As soon as I click on done, you could see that now the date is increased by 2 days. Here in the applied steps, we have the input date, which is 6th of April, and I have given the input days like 2 days which I have to add, and the new date is 8th of April. So using this Latin expression, you could find out the like new date by adding the date add days function, date dot add days function. I'll quickly show you an example of this table. Okay, this is a sample table which I have created, sample column. Okay, and I'll quickly show you how to use it in custom column. I'll go to add column, click on custom column. Okay, I'll give the name. Suppose I want to add 2 days. Okay, I'll write add 2 days. In the custom column formula, I'll write date dot add days. Click on it. Once you click on it, you could open the parenthesis, and you need to give the input, which is date. Okay, I'll click on date, and I'll add 2 days. Okay, I'll write 2 and close the parenthesis. This is the like simple format which we write date dot add days, date column, comma, 2, number of days which has to be added. As soon as I click OK, you could see that additional column is created with increment of 2 days in this new column. Okay, again I'll go to add column, click on custom column. Let us see how to add weeks. Okay, add 2 weeks. I'll write date. You could see that as soon as I write date, here you could see date dot add weeks. I'll click on that. I'll open the parenthesis. I'll insert the date from the right side. I'll click on date and insert, comma. The number of weeks which has to be inserted, I'll give 2 weeks, and I'll close the parenthesis and I click OK. Here the date has been added to 2 weeks in this output, and we shall add even months, and I'll quickly show you by adding the custom column. Okay, suppose that I leave the custom name similarly. and here I type date. Here you could even add months. Okay, I'll add months, date dot add months. Here the input, the similarly we need date column, comma. Suppose I want to add 1 month. Okay, I'll close the parenthesis. So date dot add months, and the two parameters we have provided, and click OK. Here you could see that my column name is custom. Here in the formula bar, you could select the custom and remove it, and type add 1 month. Okay, so as you type and hit enter, you could see that my column name has been changed. So we have added days, weeks and months. I'll show you how to add quarters and years also. I'll go to custom column. Okay, add 1 year. I'll write in the formula, I'll write date dot add 1 year, like. Okay, I'll click date dot add years. Okay, here I have this date. I'll click insert. I'll add 1 and then close the parenthesis. Hit OK. So here we have got add 1 year. So the day here you could see that in the years we have 2024. So the date has incremented by 1 year. And finally I'll show you how to add quarters. Okay, this is I'll write add 1 quarter. Okay, here in the custom formula I could write date dot add quarters. Okay, I'll open the parenthesis, take the date column, insert, and then put a comma beside it, and the number of quarters I have to increment it by 1 quarter. I'll close the parenthesis. This is how we add the date dot add quarters, and click OK. Here we have added the quarter date. Suppose that our initial date was 4th April. Now it is we have added a quarter. Sorry, this is 6th April. We have added the quarter. Now it is July 6. So 3 months has been added, and we got the output. This is how we get the date dot add days, add weeks, add months, and add quarters and add years. Thank you for watching.